One of the first things I'm going to look out for is the black card, because the black card come in, had a big impact and seems to have slowly but surely disappeared. We haven't seen a lot of black cards. We certainly haven't seen a lot at club level, so that's something that I'm going to be, I suppose, hard on refs next year, in the fact that we have a rule now, and whether we like it or not, we have to implement it. So it'll be interesting to see how that's implemented in 2015, and if it's still as strong a year down the line as it was at the beginning of last year. We've got a lot of work on our hands to open up football, because I think the defensive systems you have now, but generally speaking, I think it has done what it can in order to improve the situation, to improve the spectacle. And I think the other thing about the black card is that, as I say, it has to be implemented, and when it's implemented, it has worked really well. I'll be interested to see how the Dubs react next year. I think last year I looked at them, they looked imperious at times, but the reaction now is all about, have they got the confidence? I'm sure they have the will. I'm sure they have the players. I'm sure they have the setup and everything that's going on in the background, and we know how professional the setup they are. But have they got what it takes in order to, as far as self-belief is concerned, in order to kick on and be the team that they were last year, but also be the team that's maybe a little bit better? Also, can they adapt to the likes of the Donegal systems and the Armagh systems and a lot of those northern teams, the way they like to pack defences and stuff? So can they, open up their minds to play in a different way whenever they need to? At times I couldn't see any flaws in their play, and I suppose a lot of times that's to do with the standard of opposition you're playing. I think they were very ill prepared for the game they played against Donegal. I think play that game 10 times and Dublin probably won it 7 or 8 times. But I do think that they left themselves very, very open. They played into Jim McGuinness's hands, and even though Donegal have a new manager next year, the nucleus of what they're doing will probably remain the same. So it's up to the Dubs to counteract that, and if they find themselves in that situation again, can they adapt? The other interesting thing is there's a couple of teams who are almost there, who are almost making the breakthrough. I suppose in particular I would look at the likes of Armagh, who had a decent season last year back. Tyrone, who, even though they had a poor year last year, you would feel as if they're not that far away. Galway, who are another team who are maybe not that far away. Monaghan. There's a second tier there with 5 or 6 teams, and it's interesting to see, can they bridge the gap to the likes of the Dubs and Donegal and Mayo and teams like that. I watched Shane Walsh this year and I thought, he's absolutely fabulous. Can he kick on and have the same season? Because for a lot of young players coming into the game, it's all about the second season. It's not all about their breakthrough season. It's all about how you kick on, how you manage your next season when you're being marked that little bit closer. I suppose the other thing about the likes of Galway is that of all the teams that I've watched, they're as well set up, as anybody, in particular in the fact that they've got a very settled midfield, and they seem to be fairly compact in that middle area. If they can improve in the full back line, the full forward line, then they're another team that can come up there and challenge. But really, how the second tier come up and try and challenge the big boys.